So, would you like more from life?
Yes.
How about more happiness? Happiness? Better relationships? Deeper relationships? How about improved health?
Yes.
Yeah, we can all say yes to that. My life would be easier with all those things. So if there was just one thing you could do that what research has shown would give you all of those things, would you be willing to do it?
Yes.
All right. I heard at least one enthusiasm here. Would you be willing to do it?
Yes.
All right. Well, that one thing is appreciation. And one of our Unity Santa Fe core values is appreciation. And we define it as being appreciating all of life as it is. Not as we would like it to be, but as it is. And one of the ways that we put feet on that core value at Unity Santa Fe is by expressing appreciation for the gratitude we feel. You know, there's a difference between gratitude and appreciation. Gratitude is a feeling. But are you like me, and I sometimes have that feeling, but I don't tell anybody. You know, I don't express appreciation for that gratitude. So on my morning walk this morning, when I kind of bring my message all together, hopefully, I came up with an affirmation. And the affirmation is, I feel gratitude and I express appreciation. I feel gratitude and I express appreciation. So could you say that? I feel gratitude and I express appreciation. Well, that's the message. I think I can sit down now. Okay? Okay. Well, I do research from my great spiritual text, Google, every week, and I found this blogger, and he said, or I guess it was a she said, I am irreligious. I don't know if I've heard that word before, but she said, I am irreligious and have found gratitude practices make my spiritual position difficult. Those moments when I feel intense gratitude make me want to believe in a benevolent God. I thought that was really great. So whatever it takes. Whatever it takes. But you know, gratitude is one of those feelings that puts us into coherence with the characteristics of what we call by many names. But basically, it's our divine nature. So when we feel gratitude, our hearts, they've done this at the Heart Math Institute, research has shown it, that our heart coherence goes from like jagged, looks like radio frequencies, to this wonderful, smooth coherence, okay? And that's why when we turn within and get out of our head and drop down into our hearts, that we see things differently. We speak things differently. So certainly gratitude is important, and making gratitude lists are important. It's a great way to go to sleep, by the way, is to count your gratitude, your blessings, instead of sheep, because it opens our hearts, and it puts us in that coherent rhythm of spirit. But it's not enough. It's not enough to feel gratitude. It's always something more, right? Always we got to do something more. And that something more is that we have to express appreciation for that gratitude. You know, William James, a philosopher and psychologist, said or wrote, the deepest principle of human nature is a craving to be appreciated. The deepest principle of human nature is a craving to be appreciated. Can any of you relate to that? I mean, it feels great to be appreciated. I remember, nobody's raising their hands. I like it, like you're way above it, right? I don't believe you for a minute. Sorry about that. So how many of you really love to be appreciated? Thank you. Thank you. Okay, you know, Myrtle Fillmore, our co-founder, when she heard this metaphysical speaker say, "You are a child of God and you do not inherit disease." After all these years of believing she had inherited consumption, which is what they then call tuberculosis. And it just struck her. My God, she believed this her whole life. And so she started a spiritual practice, and she started going into the silence for an hour every evening. But what she tried to do throughout the day was to appreciate her body. Not just her lungs, which were where the condition was, but she realized that all forms of life have intelligence. You know, a worm has worm intelligence, a person has person intelligence, whatever, and that all beings like to be praised. You know, how many times have you heard that about plants, right? As you praise a plant, it's healthier, whatever. So she began, she also practiced the F word, you know, forgiveness. And so she not only forgave herself and asked her body to forgive her for all the negative things she had ever said about it, but she began praising it and appreciating her body. And within 2 years, she was totally healthy and lived another 40 years after being told she had only about 6 months to live. So appreciation makes a huge difference. Now, last Sunday, we had a first-time visitor from Amsterdam, right? Ann? From Amsterdam. His name is Andy Chaliff. I hope I'm saying that correctly. And he's going to be here in October because 30 years after a very profound experience in his life, he decided that he wrote a book, and he's going to be touring the U.S. He's going to 60 cities, and Santa Fe is one. And guess what? After coming to our service last Sunday, he wants to have one of these presentations, which will be totally free, here at our spiritual community. And he told me a story. He said that as a freshman in college, he took a sociology of death course. It's one we all want to sign up for, right? Sociology of death. And he said in the middle of the course, he realized that one day, everything that he loved would no longer be here. Everything he loved would one day no longer be here. And so he took the intensity, because it was a very, sort of like Myrtle Fillmore's intense rocking of the fact that she was a child of God and did not inherit disease. This was like he got it. This was a very profound experience for him. And so he took the intensity of that moment to write his mother a letter, expressing his appreciation for her. She received the letter and she left him a lovely voicemail. And only a few hours later, she was killed by a drunk driver. Legacy. That's what Kathleen's going to be talking about in August 22nd, on a Wednesday, in the third of our series of, what is the series? Final Affairs. Kathleen is going to be talking about legacy. Not your financial legacy, but your legacy. What is it you want to leave behind? And so I think that it's along the same lines of what do we want to have told? What letters do we want to write to leave behind for our loved ones? So I think this is going to be a priming of the pump in August for Andy's presentation in October. So that's the thing. We feel this gratitude, but I don't know, am I the only one? I just take it for granted people know. You know I appreciate you, right? You know, I don't have to tell you, do I? I mean, whatever. But we do. We need to express our appreciation. You know, we have our time of gratitude every Sunday where we give thanks to our divine nature, the universal life of all that is, for what we appreciate. But, you know, and that's a form of expressing appreciation because we're putting it in writing and we're formulating it as a thought in our mind, and that's a great, great practice. But what about all those people in our lives? Are we appreciating them? You know, I do this work because so many of you have told me the difference that something I've said, maybe even quoting someone else, has made a difference in your life. And I love it when you come up and say, boy, I really love the message. Boy, you really want to make me happy? Tell me why. Tell me what was it in the message that blessed you, and how did it bless you? That's Marshall Rosenberg, if those of you have heard of nonviolent communication. That's how he says we need to express appreciation. We have to bring to mind what it is we appreciate, the reason, or what we feel, what this person did, how it makes us feel, and then what needs it met of ours. So when Margot and Bill came in this morning with the flowers, I thought, and I didn't catch it before you walked out, so I'll tell you now, Margot, thank you so much for arranging these beautiful flowers in honor of your brothers. But their beauty really meets my need for beauty and joy. So they bring beauty and joy into my life and into everybody's here. Now, isn't that a lot better than saying, thanks for doing the flowers, Margot? What a difference. And I thought about, how Myrtle said that all of us, all beings have intelligence, and so we respond to appreciation. And so I have these two new munchkins, Paloma and Macondo, who are trying very hard to fill Snickers' paws, but, anyway, they aren't Snickers. And they're not quite as trained, house trained or whatever Snickers was. And so here I am outside. I'm a grown woman. I'm 69 years young. And I'm out there in the side yard with them saying, go hurry, hurry, and boom, boom. Go hurry, hurry, and boom, boom. And then when they do, I do this dance of joy. Yay! Good, hurry, hurry, good, boom, boom. I don't know what my neighbors think, but it works. They respond to the appreciation. They respond to the joy. And they're really doing so much better. But I have to give them credit. When they do go in the house, it's in my shower. Easy to clean up, like I say, but they haven't even done that in about 2 weeks, so I'm really feeling proud of it. So we have to have this appreciation. And I remember, I'm just thinking of this, my first husband, I've only had two. My first husband, a wonderful man named Jim Wilson, and we had 2 dogs, and he said to me one time, you show more affection to the dogs than you do to me. And I said, well, if you jumped up and down and wagged your tail as much as they do every time I come home, you might get more affection too. And I was saying it, sarcastically, and but there's so much truth to that. I know there's a story of a rabbi that was counseling a man who said he was going to leave his wife. He had all these complaints about his wife. And so the rabbi said, well, that's fine. If you want to leave her, that's fine. I'll support you. However, before you do, for the next 30 days, I want you to tell her 5 things you appreciate about her for the next 30 days. 5 things. Listening, Larry? Listening, Bill? Okay. Javier, all of you, married guys? Miles? Okay. 5 things. Just tell her 5 things that you appreciate about her. And so a couple of months went by, and the rabbi the guy hadn't been back, and so he saw him, as he was greeting folks after the service. And he said, so what's going on, do you want to come in and talk about leaving your wife and whatever? And the guy said, leave my wife? I wouldn't consider it. She's the most wonderful person. So, it's sort of like the serenity prayer where we can't change other things, but when we change, it changes others. So when he began appreciating his wife, specifically 5 things he appreciated today. It changed their entire relationship. And so there's so many things so many promises there are from appreciation. Last week, back in May, Jude had a birthday. We won't say which one, but Jude had a birthday, Jude Byrne, and I said, what would you like from me for your birthday? And she said, would you fix me vegan meals for a couple of days? Because that's the only time I felt really good. And, I would really like to experience that again. So if you'd fix me vegan meals for a couple of days with my birthday, and then I'll pay you to continue. And, pay for the food, my food and hers. And because I did this for about 6 months, a couple years ago. So I really wasn't back on track with my food as well as I wanted to be, so I stalled for 2 months. So finally last Monday, I did her first meal. I said, I'll give you a whole week. So today I left her food. She's going to Placitas today, so I left her breakfast and dinner in a bag for her outside my house. And so in addition to making her food for her, I had these rainbow notes that are gratitude notes. So I've been putting, and I really wouldn't call them gratitude notes, I would call them appreciation notes, because I was expressing, every day I expressed appreciation for something about you. And you know what, she complimented me? I mean, she likes the food, but guess what? The notes. She appreciated receiving the notes. She felt gratitude for my appreciation. So that's one of the lovely things about appreciation, is that spiritually we want to be grateful because of what it does for us, right? As we grow spiritually. But guess what? We can't give without receiving. So when we express the gratitude we feel by appreciating someone specifically, they are also blessed. The same person that quoted William James said, we all want to and need, we all want and need to feel valued for who we are, and we love being recognized for our contributions and accomplishments. It's important for us to know that we have made a difference in the world and to the people around us. When a person takes the time to express real appreciation for something we have done, it builds our self-confidence, but more importantly, it helps us know we are seen, that our efforts have been accepted, and it empowers us. Wow, that's what expressing appreciation does. And she said, more often than not, a simple appreciation also infuses an energy and motivation to do more. Yeah? So the more you appreciate me, the more I want to do for you. Okay? And vice versa. So, I really had, some struggle, because one of my values, along with the Santa Fe's, is appreciation. And I realized how often I don't express appreciation. How often I just take it for granted, and I forget. I assume that people know that I'm feeling gratitude and that I appreciate them. So my homework for this is I am going to up the ante. I am going to step up to the next level. So you may be receiving gratitude notes from me soon. I used to do 3 a day, and it made my day. And I don't know why I stopped that practice, but so I thought I'd say 1 a day. I'm going to write 1 gratitude note a day. So I know that to the extent that we are willing to absolutely take action, to express appreciation for the gratitude that we feel, that we will be happier, we will have better relationships, we will have better health. And so let's begin doing that right now in a sacred time of shared prayer. Be still. Just acknowledge and accept whatever we may be physically feeling, whatever thoughts we may have, whatever feelings we may have. And let's just leave them at that. As we step more fully into the heart. I invite you to just bring to mind one person that you appreciate. And just allow that appreciation to open your heart as you breathe, as if you're breathing through the heart. I invite you to just silently thank them for one thing, not everything they've done, but just for one thing that you are grateful for, that you appreciate about them. And then silently tell them what needs they met through that one act that they did. How you felt. Saying this not only silently within your own heart, but imagine their response as you share it with them, either one-on-one verbally or an email, a text, a handwritten note. And just remain for a moment, a few moments, in this feeling of gratitude. If you want to bring others to mind, that's fine. And just attune yourself to that feeling of gratitude. Allow that feeling of gratitude to permeate every cell and atom of the body, the heart, the soul, and mind. And just feel it radiate out from your body, non-verbally, as you imagine how the vibration increases when it is spoken aloud and when it is written. And let's feel that gratitude together. Let's fill every atom of this room with gratitude in the silence. silently express your appreciation to this, not only this core value, this inherent quality, for this gratitude and for the wisdom to speak in words of appreciation, the gratitude that you feel. So divine that I am, thank you, thank you, thank you, that it is so, that I am so,